Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another podcast, and thank you for joining me. Everyone that has been listening, everyone that is spreading and sharing, thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you listening and giving some of these topics discussion amongst yourselves, family members, friends, and your business, and just embracing, you understand what I'm saying, the fight against indoctrination. And thank you for, um, you know, listening and thinking of it a whole nother way. I was talking to my daughter this morning, and we were talking about, how people are just so, and y'all hear me say this a lot, indoctrinated. It's they can't get outside of that box of indoctrination. So what happens is they just think this certain way. They cannot see it any other way. That's ahead of what I was going to talk about, but I am going to talk a little about that, and no, it won't be about church. Um, um, I must say congratulations. Congratulations to Fayetteville, North Carolina, because they have the most black entrepreneurs, in the United States. Now, they are not indoctrinated. They are not indoctrinated. They saw it differently. I said, oh, so that's why so many people did not go back to work. Because, they went and started working for themselves. Oh, I like that. I love that. That's what it's all about. Um, I truly, like I said, they are not indoctrinated. They said no, this can't be right, and it's not. Like I said, in the South, but we'll discuss that in a little bit. But my daughter said something to me this morning, y'all, and I just added on to it, and y'all can use this and no matter how much we go along to get along, no matter how hopeful we are, no matter how much we are in denial of that they are just not going to do right. My daughter said racism never takes a day off, and I said, and it's always working. Racism never takes a day off, and it's always working. Now you can use that. You can use that. All right, you can use that for real. One of my first topics, y'all, and we're gonna kind of move around on this one because you can really go in so many different directions. When will we not judge regardless of what's going on? When will we not judge? When will we say accept a person? How they say flaws and all. We just love those type of songs, don't we? Flaws and all. We love them flaws and all, but after we get tired after so long, what happens? We got to move on. In some cases, that's true because it's like addiction. You can only help but for so long until eventually. But you're not judging. You just have to make the right decision to either I am enabling or I'm helping. You understand what I'm saying? Either I'm, and not judging. Okay, I'm not going to be that way with him or her. But what happens if there's an addiction or something's going on? Okay, I can't keep. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say you can go in so many directions with this discussion. But I'm going to, I just want to go just a bit further and get into other things instead of addiction. We talk about. I saw something some years ago, and there was I don't know. I think they said it was a middle school girl, and I forgot what time this was, and the girl was taking boys in the bathroom and having sex with them. Some girls said, "Oh, we knew." Then some people were like, "Oh, ew," that's okay, everyone, that's an addiction. Even in middle school, something happened, and she needed help. But instead, you understand what I'm saying? And when I say that, even why do we see people that do that so wrong? Why do we judge or think that they are less than if this person says, okay, I like sex, I like to have sex? Why are they the worst people in the world? I, when I was a shrewd, when I was, sitting in, the building being, indoctrinated, and it was, no, that's sin, that's wrong. Oh my God, you're going to hell. They never went to hell. they just, lived a normal life, went to work every day, struggled and whatever the case may be. But, like I always say, we're taught to judge, but when a person is that way, why do we just look down on them like that? Do you ever ask that? And I understand some people that, have been abused or you understand what I'm saying? They may understand why, or there may be no problem. He or she just may say, I like. You understand what I'm saying? See, we act like that is so underground, and we don't know people that are like that. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know people that are like that, or it's a shame. It's just a shame. You understand what I'm saying? And check this one out, y'all. How do you think alternative lifestyle started? Discussion. How do you think alternative lifestyle started? Because they said traditional lifestyle's not me. That's not my thing. You understand what I'm saying? And man, haven't been keeping up with all of this. These different things with all these. I don't even know how to name all of that stuff. But all of those lifestyles came from what? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to do the traditional. That's not who I am. That's not me. That doesn't fit me. And I have the right to do whichever. And the craziest thing is polygamy. You know what I'm saying? One man, 10, 15 wives, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Legal in some states, illegal in others. But if that's who they are, what is our big whoop about them being like that? Now, do we know? Of course I know I couldn't do nothing like that. There's no way. It's not possible. I don't have the patience. But when do we get to the point, y'all, not that we don't care, but it's just, that's what they do. I understand. You understand what I'm saying? Now, like I said, drugs and stuff like that, that's different and things like that. But we are to the point, y'all, we never ask ourselves these questions. Why am I so judgmental? Why do I judge people? Not to just want to have sex, but just do things the opposite of what I do. Why are you such an awful person because you do the exact opposite of what I do? You understand what I'm saying when I say we're so judgmental? I remember this thing, and I know I always say I ain't gonna talk about church, but I can't help it because I'm pretty sure almost all of us that are black people were raised in the church, and we have been indoctrinated. And if we don't go to church, we still believe the same things. That's how we were taught. There was a time I heard a conversation, and they were talking about the angels in heaven, and then they say, don't you know in the Bible they said that we're going to judge the angels in heaven? First of all, that doesn't make sense. But people believe that. That don't make sense. That's not reality. That's why we getting into this judging thing. Oh, well, I have the right to judge. I can judge this, or I have the right to judge that, or whatever the case may be, and interfere in people's lives or whatever. We have to not be so judgmental and accept people for the decisions that they make. Just because they don't make the traditional decision we did, You understand what I'm saying? Or do things the same way we do them. You understand what I'm saying? I remember what really, and like I told y'all, I grew up, and be more, and you know what I'm saying, and in my 20s in Jersey, South Jersey, and we were looking at how was it, Teen Summit. And Teen Summit, they always had. See, we need that. See, I'm getting ahead again, but we need that like Teen Summit, because what happened was they talked about the situation with Lil Kim, how Lil Kim came out, and we all talk like now, like yeah, and then the younger people be like, you complaining about us? What about Lil Kim and Foxy Brown? Whole nother conversation. But one of the young ladies there, and that's what. Really, that's why, yes, we should listen to our young people. The young girl said on there, and nobody, they just moved on from her statement, but she said, okay, if she's dressing that way, if she's saying all of this, and she's, maybe she may need help, or maybe that's just her lifestyle. And everybody said, and then moved on real quick. They never acknowledged that this young lady back in the Teen Summit days, this is early, this Lil Kim, early Lil Kim. And that young lady, Teen Summit teens, said and brought it out like, And I was like, wow, I never thought about it that way. You understand what I'm saying? So, when will we not judge regardless of what's going on? And especially if they just do things differently than we do. We have to stop doing that, y'all. My daughter Raven had a very eventful day the other day. She went to take care of some things, and there was a jump to conclusion that she was getting an abortion. Now, the problem became, and this is just the problem for me, the female said was, I'm pro-Trump. I said, what? And she said, I'm pro-Trump, and I'm against abortion, I'm against it, whatever, and, whatever the case may be, and started with the whole situation, and my daughter said, that's not why, blah, blah, blah. So, the problem with that was, that we don't understand Trump's going to win this thing again. Okay? Oh, sidebar. If, the orange one, I'm sorry, I'm not going to start saying his name. I'm going to be the same way. If the orange one was in, we wouldn't be messing with what she's messing with right now. There's some things we're being traditional with, y'all, and this is, straight honesty. All right? This is real conversation. If the man that runs Russia says, stay off my borders, back up, you have no business, and they keep trying, what do you think was going to happen? The orange one jumped in NATO's face and said, you mean to tell me you want me to do blah, 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 and you're not going to do anything? You're just going to take, and some of y'all may remember that conversation. You're just going to take, and we get nothing out the deal. He didn't. That's why he didn't mess with it. But Biden, because I say President Manchin, Biden, he's doing it the traditional way. He's doing it traditional. He's not trying to. He's not trying to, kick against or get out of the norm or do it the way it's been being done, because he's thinking if he does, then he will, he may upset the masses, and that's good. The masses need to be upset. If these people are saying we're not going to do anything from you and we just want to take, come on, man. Come on, y'all. But the situation situation we had with the young lady that was talking to my daughter was, she didn't say I was a Republican, she said I'm pro-Trump. Then she said Republican. Now, the situation with that, y'all, was there was a time, everybody, when your political was your business. It did not show that that's who you are or the person that you are, and that's not good. It's a political party. It is not supposed to be your lifestyle. It's not supposed to be who you are. It's not supposed to represent you. But like I said, it's getting out of hand because the Republicans are doing their best to get back into position, and Biden is there to help them. So I was talking to my daughter this morning, and I said it's one thing that we do not notice, y'all, and this is when it comes to politics. We do not notice. We make it through. We went through 4 years of Trump. Nothing going to change. He was going to do the same thing that he's been doing. Do you know I know how I know? We're going through it now with Biden. Biden, he just, oh my goodness, but the gas is high, food's going up. What we were talking about last week, $15 is not going to be anything by the end of this year. You understand what I'm saying? So whoever comes up against him, they're going to use this and they're going to get him out. He's going to be, I think he will probably just do 4 years. And it would probably be two if they could. But right now, that's what it's going to be. He's going to do his 4 and he's going to get out because he's very weak. He's too loving and too kind. We don't have time for kumbaya, y'all. Things need to change. Don't try to strongly talk about something. Physically move and move on it. It's time out, for this plan. I'm tired of talking. You understand what I'm saying? I'm tired of talking. When I tell you that I don't like Democrats, I don't like Republicans, I will tell any to their face. But let me make the separation here so y'all can understand. If you are a person that has a full-time job, you have a full-time job, you are a average, everyday citizen, and you're doing work and doing things the same way I do, I don't hate you. I don't like the Republicans and the Democrats that are sitting in these positions in houses and White Houses and aldermans and mayors because they are liars. See, there's a difference with a person that says, okay, I'm Democrat. See, you're not getting anything. You don't get paid to lie. You get paid to do your physical labor or whatever it is that you do. There's a difference. When I say I hate Republicans and Democrats, I hate the ones that are in position. Now understand, if you lie and get into that position, once you get there, yes, I hate you. I have to be that way because if I compromise, you win. If I could just sit there and accept the lie and then be like, oh, that's the best way for something to happen for me. Now I'm lying. Now I'm indoctrinated. And remember, I told you, that's indoctrination as well. As we're talking about this, I'm going to give you a little bit of, I've said something and I say things a lot of times, y'all, and if I don't give you the proof of, then you may say, Kirk is talking out, the side of his neck. Now, in 2018, North Carolina population 63% white, 21% black, 10% Hispanic or Latino. Now, you tell me how Trump won North Carolina. And all the black people in North Carolina jumped up and voted, y'all. So do you see why he won? It does not matter. When you are outnumbered, I don't understand, y'all, and I was listening to Anthony Anderson last night on the NAACP Image Awards and all this voting stuff. And if we are outnumbered, I'm wasting my time in that battle. I don't understand how nobody's not seeing this, or this is not being taught enough. My God, like I said, KRS-One said it. He said there's no way. You understand what I'm saying? And I see the proof. It's more of them than it is of you. So you're not going to get what you need done unless you do it. So stop telling me to vote because I lose. And listen to KRS-One's new album. Fire, baby. Fire. And he talks about that in there. And he was talking about Black Lives Matter. Now, indoctrination in my brothers and sisters in the South. Now, like I said, the people, my brothers and sisters, they got the entrepreneurs that, they're not indoctrinated. They got outside of they got outside the box. I have a coworker I talked to, and he says one time, he said, I hate to say, and we were talking about something racist. I said, I don't hate to say it, I'm in the South. Gets quiet. A lot of the Southern people, that, I talk to a lot of times, I say, I don't care. It's whatever. Hey, I would like to see how many plant managers that are black in this corporation right now when they have their meeting. I would love to see how many of them that have color. You understand what I'm saying? I don't hide. I don't laugh. I don't joke. I don't, hi, hello, it's good to see y'all. No. Hello. That's it. So you'll know that I hate you as much as you hate me. You know what I'm saying? I care about you about as much as you care about me. We in the South here. Remember we were talking one time, y'all, and we were talking about this. Spectrum had this thing. What was it called? It was something about change. They were looking for a change. They, during the pandemic and stuff like that, and Voice for Change. That's what it was. Voice for Change. And I was listening to the older people and the younger people and the people in the middle, and you know what I'm saying? But they were doing a lot of older people and people in the middle, about my age, a little older. And I kept hearing the same thing. And the same thing kept being was, I have hope one day that, racism, won't be as much, or racist, or our young people, will be able to overcome this. I believe in the next generation and stuff like that. And I said, first of all, what you're saying is, it's difficult when our young people are looking at us being contradictions. We're Skittles. We're Skittles. Well, what do you mean, Kirk? When we talk the talk that we talk, and then they see us still submit and still go back and do what we were doing before, what do you think happens? Remember, you heard me say one time, I said, okay, you agree with what I'm saying. You know that this is not right with the building. You know that something doesn't seem right, but you go back. Then I said, well, then please, if you're not trying to give consideration that, maybe something might be wrong, then I'm not for you. Move on. How would you feel if, we've been talking like this, and I've been doing this since 2014, and it's 2022, and all of a sudden you see Elder Kirk, and I got a robe on with a collar, and now I'm telling you, I was wrong. I was a contradiction, right? When we look at the NAACP sometimes, y'all, it looks like a contradiction. Why? Because, like I said before, they still believe in voting. You can't do that when you're outnumbered. And I know that there's conversations all over the world and people that have 15 degrees and all this kind of stuff and can try to, and that's not going to work. Don't try to give me numbers. It's the facts. It's more Caucasians in America than there are black people. And until we get to that and stop sitting here lying to each other talking about we can win, or we did whatever we did and somewhere to keep Biden alive, and then when Biden won, what did he do? He's putting a black lady in Supreme Court, but I think she's just like the people that's already in there. So yeah, you lose again. It's let's just be honest, y'all. We keep looking at these politician people and these presidents and all this stuff, and keep thinking that one day, maybe, just maybe. I hate that phrase right there. Maybe, just maybe. All right, y'all. Two more, y'all. Two more. My dad shared a post and had Wise Intelligent. Wise Intelligent is from the group Poor Righteous Teachers. And he was, I shared it. Some of y'all may have seen it. And he was talking, about where our young people are now. He said, and when things happen, where their mindset, was or is at the time, which really, dictates what's going to be done or the move that they're going to make. Now, we don't get a proper understanding until it's like what he was saying. But please, y'all, pull it up. Wise Intelligent, and he was talking about the state of where our young people are, and how now you understand, because like we said, with Future and these other ones, man, they just talking about drugs and fentanyl and all this other stuff, and lean and everything else, and just dumbed our young people down. And he was talking about in the 60s when he said that the young people were the ones burning it down and raising the roof. And what did they do? They started black exploitation movies, Dynamite and Superfly and all these other ones. And what did that do? They dumbed it down. They did their best to stop them. But you follow the timeline on what he was talking about. I don't want to, try to do everything, talk about everything he was talking about verbatim. But what he was talking about when he said, we had Public Enemy fight the power. We had KRS-One. These young people that's why they say we love Tupac. They love Tupac because Tupac showed both sides. Now, see, that's the thing. A lot of people choose the bad side of Tupac, but when he said something that was knowledgeable, guess what? They didn't. I'm not hearing that. Only the people that were listening would hear the positive stuff he was saying as he was saying the other stuff. See, that's the problem. We don't know how to separate. You understand what I'm saying? The negative and understand this, y'all. We just love a person that's positive. You know what I'm saying? And an MC that's positive. But when we hear of like with Tupac, his sexual exploits, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, he's talking about busting a gun. He's talking about, he's talking about busting a gun. He's talking about shooting the police, you know what I'm saying? Going to jail, going to prison, and all this other stuff. And then, you heard Snoop and all them on the radio talking about, and, he was messing with Tupac, was talking to Madonna, and then all these other women, and, like rappers do, you know what I'm saying? We just have this thing. If somebody is positive and they are representing a positive, they can't do no wrong. They can't be human even if they wanted to. If I'm just saying I'm positive but I'm single, but I like to, talk to the ladies, I get caught up. Oh, what you do? I never said that. I'm still positive. You understand what I'm saying? See, we have this unspoken thing. It's like you just have to be pure as the driven snow. Case in point. If a pastor has a fall, oh my goodness, how in the world did he become human? How many people that's going to hear this fell off because the pastor became human? He got weak. He had, or she. We have this thing with pure as the driven snow, and you cannot have no flaws. You cannot. And that's about touching on the judgment thing. But they're human. That's why the pastor can indoctrinate us the way they are, because guess what? We don't see them do no wrong, so they have to be right. We have to stop being that way, y'all. We have to. And my last is we need to teach our children critical race theory. The black church needs to teach it, because we trying to put it in the schools, and guess what? They fighting that. So guess what? We need to teach our children critical race theory. Huh? Our children need to have that book, 1619 Project, Origins. You understand what I'm saying? Because when it came, the orange one stood up, remember? And he said, if a school system teaches 1619, we will not fund them if they approve it. If they approve, we will not support that school system. The orange one said that in front of everything and everybody. I love this thing where you're being told to read the books that they're telling you not to read, because that what keeps you indoctrinated, and you don't see outside that box that they want you to live in. They want you to stay right there. They don't want you to deny anything. They only want you to agree with what they want. Have you ever seen a parent get upset when a child don't want to really, listen to what they're saying, and they just get, and hey, I was way early with mine. I said, hey, this is what it's going to be. If you make this decision, this is what's going to happen. If you make that decision, I'm going to tell you, you're going to pull yourself out. And if they went, guess what? They pulled themselves out. Difficult and as hard as it may be, but guess what? You understand? Every parent doesn't take that. Every parent, I got you. No. You give your children, you give your family members, you give these young people the best advice that you can give them. But guess what? When they do the opposite, that's on you. I had a young man on my job. He worked with me, and I had a lot of young guys. I gave some good advice to, or tried to help. You know what I'm saying? Steer them, and they just did the exact opposite, and it burned him. He got fired. Every time something would happen, if I would talk to him and tell him, hey, this is what you should do, he would talk to his wife. His wife would tell him, and then he would go do something and get in even more trouble than he was. And then eventually, how you get fired when we were laid off? But as we went through and walked, I was giving him advice, and I said, hey, your wife is going to get you fired, because they were on the phone 24/7. He would get out of the car with his wife and then get right back on the phone while we're working, asking me to wait, hold up, That didn't work. Everybody saw it. The problem was, they got the perfect opportunity, they got rid of him. Hey, a prime example of when you try and they make the other decision, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to stay there. I'm not going to keep remind you. I'm not going to keep telling you. You understand what I'm saying? We should teach our children this critical race theory. We fighting about school, so what? If the school don't want it. They know what the truth is. They just don't want their children to know the truth. So teach it in our black churches. Teach it at the community center. Teach it at the library. It should still be taught, but it should be taught to us so we can understand it. That's one thing Wise Intelligence said on there. He said once they know that, and he was talking about the history and the truth and the fight that's in you. Because, like I said, man, are you looking at our young 20-year-olds now? They got these messed up hairstyles with these blockheads, man. It just don't look right. And the girls are like, ooh, and I'm like, ew. But that's me. That's just a joke. But everybody, thank you for joining me. I just, thank y'all, for listening to what the Kirk Dog has to say a lot of times. I appreciate you. I still, tell no lies. I would love to hear from you. And, like I said, whether shut up, I don't want to hear no more, or, man, Kirk, keep going. It sounds good. Could you talk about this? Or could you talk about that? And then it could be you may know more, and you might be, hey, we could do the forum, man. I have that. I have a chat on here, and we can talk. I have no problem with that. I'm definitely, looking for this to grow. I'm definitely, trying to get on a panel. I'm definitely trying to get to a point to where this gets out further than just me and the people I'm sending it to. Why? Because it's not going to change until we have these discussions. We're not going to stop fighting each other until we start talking about, man, you know what? I don't even know why I hate you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just what it is. And for men and women, you do know, you don't even know a person, boy, and you can just look at it and be like, well, I don't know why they hate me so much. But I'm to the point now, I'll be like, we'll take it to the grave with you. Goodbye. See you when I see you. So everybody, thank you for joining me. I would love to hear from you. And, for everybody that has been listening and has been enjoying it, please, like I said, I would love to get your feedback and know how you feel about the podcast. All right? Now, everybody, I want you to have a blessed week. I want you to, stay positive no matter what's going on. This whole, like you said, you heard me say this whole, I don't agree with this, situation we got going on, but that's what they do that run the country. So we just, I always say, we'll fix our stuff and do what we need to do. That's not in my control. That is that man's country, and he said what they was not supposed to do, and they've been trying since, let's say, 09 or 08, so, and they keep trying, so he had to stop it. So I'm sorry, the things that happen the way they are, but this is a country, and, that's a dictator. That's not a nice old guy like old Biden. So everybody, I want y'all to enjoy your week. I want you to stay positive. We always make it through. We always make it through, y'all. No matter how much we complain, no matter how much things go up, we always make it through. And remember, everybody, you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. God bless.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. His eye know He watches me. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches. I know